Hi, this is James Gardner, the CineTechGeek, and I'm at Barco to have a look at their foyer system, or lobby system. It's Lobby Enchantment, is it?
No, it's the Barco Lobby Experience.
Lobby Experience, yes.
And when we take over all the screens, which I'll explain in a moment, we call that Lobby Domination.
Yeah, and your name is?
Greg Patrick.
Greg Patrick.
I'm Vice President for Digital Cinema Lobby.
That's right. So now just take us through, I went through a demonstration of this a few days ago, but it was interesting to go through, you actually have a number of zones, so explain how that works.
Yes. What we've done within the lobby team is we have identified 4 engagement opportunities with the moviegoer.
Yep.
It starts when they come through the door at box office. That's the first engagement zone. We call that the box office experience zone. We then can move into the concession area. So that's a second engagement zone, the concession experience zone. And then we move into the feature zone. And that is in the natural gathering area for the lobby. And we have what you see in the back here, a large matrix screen flanked by 2 portrait displays. There's a couple of different configurations that you can do there, and it can be larger than a 2x2, which is what you see back here, if the space allows for it. And that is where our audio and our lighting element comes into play. So this audio that you're hearing right now, that would be in the feature zone area. And then the final engagement opportunity is what we call the poster zone. So it's as the moviegoer is passing through the hallways on their way to the auditoriums and their feature films. So we see this as the lobby of the future. It's an all-digital lobby, and it's an opportunity for the exhibition, the theater owners, and the studios together to move beyond the two-dimensional aspect of movie promotion and other types of in-theater promotions from cutouts, standees, paper, vinyl, etc.
It also brings the experience of going to the cinema. It happens when you walk through the door.
Exactly. The idea is that we want to give people reasons, of course, to come to the movies, and it's all about creating shared experiences that have impact, and sight, sound, and motion has impact. So in the digital age, to get people to put down their cell phones, put down their iPads, and get immersed in the environment, you need to have those 3 elements. We add a 4th with lighting that makes it even more, immersive and dynamic. But it's about making that impact.
Okay, now let's have more talk on the technical side of actually implementing this. If I was an exhibitor and I saw this and I thought this is a good idea. Now, one of the big secrets about digital signage systems, not so much as doing it is not actually the hard part. It's actually feeding the monster. You actually have to keep it maintained and keep content coming through, right? Yes. Now, the sort of questions I see when I see this, very customized and very alluring type of environment that you have here, that it must have taken a lot of effort to author it or to build it for this site. So I mentioned Barco has some sort of solution, or that's part of the solution. How does that work?
Yes. Well, you're right. The appearance here is something that is very sophisticated, very dynamic. So, and it's because it's technology, it's assumed to be complicated. We have gone to great lengths in simplifying this process. We have productized the concept, so you heard me talk about the engagement zones. We have identified that and been able to build this solution around those engagement zones. So the equipment side of this is very straightforward. Yes. Simple and easy to communicate to an exhibitor, and simple and easy to provide to an exhibitor. But you're absolutely right. The issue is content. Now, what we have done, because of our position in the entertainment field, cinema specifically, we have very, very strong relationships with all the major studios, the mini majors, and a lot of the independents. All of this content comes from those studios. It's provided to us for the purpose of creating these lobby domination clips that run anywhere from about 20 to 40 seconds. So they come and are based on trailer content. Right. So we receive that from the studios, they provide that to us, and then we deconstruct that and create our lobby dominations. our creative graphics animators and our creative people look at the trailer, which can run oftentimes 2 or 3 minutes in length, and look for the elements within the trailer that work with the canvas we have, which is the Barco Lobby Experience. That are these 4 engagement zones and these dynamic screens that surround us. This is a blank canvas for our creators, and they use that canvas and take the trailer information and build this. So these are not movie trailers, although it's based on that type of content. And our relationships with those studios, we have a steady supply of this. That is part of how we feed the monster, as you said. It's based on those relationships, and is based on the interest that the studios are taking in what we're creating with the Lobby 2.0, Lobby of the Future, the all-digital lobby. That's what we are.
I understand.
After.
So let's go on to, if I were to take on a lobby like this, what would be my ongoing, what would I have to do as a cinema owner to work with you? What was my ongoing need or jobs, or what do I have to supply certain things? I just have to log in and supply you, I need to show this from this date to that date. Do I need to do artwork? What's the job of the cinema owner to keep this going for them?
Well, we've made it flexible. So we can, we create, which I just explained. We distribute that information.
So
and
it's
then
all automated over the internet?
Yes, and I can explain that. But when it gets down to what the options are for the exhibitor, we can manage the digital signage, which we refer to as cinema signage, on premise for the exhibitor, if they'd like to have that source, if they'd like to have that service. We can also train them to manage their own, if that's what they choose. So there is flexibility in our system. How that is done is logging on to a portal where all of this content resides, and they are able to go in and select the trailers, the posters that they want to schedule in their theater for upcoming movies or currently running movies inside their theater. When it comes to the domination content, which you can see is running right now, that is something that Barco controls and supplies exclusively. So that is something that we make available. And with regards to what's the ongoing obligation, well, there's CapEx, of course, on the hardware side, and we have flexibility there with financing packages and other items. But we also then have, on the professional services side, there is the aspect of continuing to purchase the professional services that provide lobby domination and provide access to these trailers and
so what you're saying to me is you can go alone, or you can take on as much of the appreciated services that enhance this solution, and Barco has built a number of services which really allow you to build these lobby domination systems, which to do it yourself would be unrealistic. Realistic, it's the Barco's scale really makes this a viable solution, and makes it really, it makes it these domination, they're very good, right?
Yes.
And it's good that we can see that, and this the fact that Barco gets together and really you're sharing the costs across the install base, which makes it viable. Is why it's
exactly. Because there is scale, we can provide it at a more economical price than someone doing it, one-off themselves can be both time-consuming and costly.
That's right.
But we have the benefit of scale as Barco.
Anyway,
so,
anything else you want to say before we move on?
Well, we're really excited by what this represents. We're getting really strong interest on the studio side. We're getting very strong interest on the exhibitor side. Our primary goal in the next 6 months is to expand footprint and have a large number of all digital lobbies, and we think that is going to be the catalyst for moving away from the two-dimensional paper standee poster way of advertising and promoting movies that hasn't changed in 50 years to this new concept of an all digital lobby. So
it's very much millennial type content we're talking about here. So the millennials will much more react to this rather than bringing them up from their phone.
Absolutely.
And I can see where it's coming from. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for showing us your hard work in the lobby systems.
Great.
Anyway, that's James Gardner at CinemaCon 2016 at Barco's Lobby Technology demonstration. Bye for now.